everyone. So today we're going to learn about dividing decimals by powers of 10. And this is very similar to our lesson that we did previously. Our last lesson we were multiplying decimals by power of 10. And this time we're going to be dividing, okay? It's very simple. If you remember the song that we did last time, the Cupid shuffle, we changed it to the decimal shuffle, remember? And we said to the right, to the right, to the right, multiply. Because when we multiply, we were moving our decimal to the right. So now we're going to do to the left, to the left, to the left, to divide, okay? We're going to be moving our decimal to the left. Okay, so we're going to get started on this. I'm going to do a couple examples for you, and you'll finish your assignment in Google Classroom. And I think, like I said, you're going to have a really easy time doing this. We're not actually dividing. We're not doing any division that looks like that, okay? All you're simply doing when you multiply or divide powers of 10 is that you're moving that decimal. If you remember, when we multiplied, our answer got bigger, right? Because in a regular multiplication problem, your product, the answer to a multiplication problem, gets bigger. And when you divide, your quotient, or your answer to a division problem, gets smaller. And you'll see that same pattern here, okay? So we're going to get right started. I'm going to give you a problem that looks something like 76.2 divided by 10. And I'm just going to do 10 to the first power right now, just so we can show, and then we'll make our exponent a little bigger, which will show us how many more times to move over. Okay, so if you're looking at this, there's a couple really important pieces that you need to look at. You need to look at the sign, and I know I'm dividing, so if I'm dividing, I'm moving my decimal to the left. And if you're not sure what your left is, you can use the little hand trick and hold up your hands, and you see that this makes an L, so that means the left is that way, okay? And then I'm going to look at my exponent, and the exponent is going to tell me how many places I move over. So my exponent here is 1, which means I'm going to move my decimal over one spot to the left, okay? So the important things you need to look at, your sign, which is division, your exponent, which tells me how many places, one place to the left. So if I rewrite that, I would have 76.2. If I move that decimal one space to the left, okay, it's going to give me 7.62. All right, and that's my final answer there. Pay attention to the size of the number. So I had 76.2, and I divided it. I got 7.62. So we know that obviously 7 is smaller than 76, so that makes sense. All right, let's try another one. I'm going to use the same problem, 76.2, and my eraser's missing, just like in class. I never have my eraser, right? It's always somewhere. I'm going to just go ahead and change that, and I'm going to put an exponent of 2. So now I have 76.2 divided by 10 to the second power. When you're looking at these problems, pay attention to the sign. The division sign tells me I'm going to be moving to the left, and the exponent tells me how many places I'm going to be moving. So 2 places to the left. Are you ready? 76.2. I'm moving that 2 places to the left. 1, 2. My new decimal is going to look like that. And that's all you're doing. Okay, so when we're dividing and multiplying powers of 10, you're just moving that decimal to show the answer getting bigger or smaller, depending on the sign that you use, okay, what operation you do. All right, so we'll do a couple more, and then I'll let you go ahead and get started on your classwork, all right? Let's try a little challenge here. You know we love challenges. Okay. I'm going to get one from the book. Let's look at, oh, here's a good one. 2.8 divided by, so I know I'm moving to the left. Let's do 10 to the third power, okay? Now I know some of you are already looking at this and thinking, I can't move over 3 places. Yes, you can. Of course you can. Watch how we're going to do this. You're going to have some that look like this, okay, where you're going to have to go over more spaces than you think you have. We're going to rewrite this, 2.8. I'm looking at my sign, it's division, which tells me I moved to the left. And now I'm going to look at my exponent, which is 3. So this tells me I'm moving over 3 places to the left. Are you ready? Watch me. 1, 2, 3. Put your little decimal there. Think back to our last lesson. We've got these empty spaces here. What are we going to fill them with? Zeros. Okay? So your new answer is 0.0028. Okay? Not too bad, right? If you were multiplying, if you remember when we multiplied and we went to the right, we had to also put some of those added zeros in there. Okay? All right, I'll do one more with you, but like I said, this should be fairly easy. You guys all did really great on the work that you had turned in for the multiplying one. So this is just going to be opposite. So instead of going to the right, you're going to be going to the left, okay? So let's try, how about we do 6.67.2. All right, divided by 10. Let's just say 10 to the 4th, okay? Remember, your exponent could be 1, 2, 3, 4. It could all go all the way up to 6. And all that exponent tells you is that those are how many places you're going to be moving over. Okay, so let's rewrite this. Okay, and I'm going to be going 4 spaces to the left. And I know I'm doing the left because I'm thinking in my head, to the right, multiply. To the left is when you divide. Okay, and we're dividing right now. Pay attention to those symbols because we may have classwork in the future where they'll be mixed up. I'll have some multiplication, some division. So the biggest thing you need to pay attention to when we're multiplying and dividing powers of 10 is looking at your symbol, what sign you have, right? If either it's division or multiplication, but then also looking at your exponent. Those are the 2 really main parts of that. Okay, so back to it. I'm going to move over 4 spaces to my left. Are you ready? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my decimal there so I don't forget that. Once I move that decimal over, this one just goes away. Okay, you're never going to have 2 decimals in there, so it's really important to remember that you're actually moving this decimal. Okay, I'm going to fill in my zeros in those empty spots. And my new decimal is going to be 0.00672. Okay? All right, I know you guys will do great. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Good luck.